Are you in?
What's up?
He's in.
We're in.
We're in. We're giving it a minute, guys.
It's a 90s hacker movie. We're in.
We're in. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Thank you.
And that's our seminar.
So that's all we have for today, folks. All right. We got Ricky. We got Deb. We got Chris. What's up? Marta. Marta, the woodwork is beautiful. Beautiful.
Tell Emma good job.
Hang tight, guys. We're just going to wait for a few more people to join. Let's see what's going on Facebook. Hey. I like the wave mode.
And while people are coming in, I'll plug my own joint again. If you guys missed last week's Equality for None interview, I did with Ollie Taylor about equality and race. That was really cool.
Yes.
And next week I'll be doing one with C Bunny on a whole bunch of different topics regarding hearing disability, different discriminations, and all other fun jazz. And then I got other guests lined up, so we got more non-nutrition nonsense coming your way.
Yes, we like non-nutrition nonsense too. 'Tis fun. All right, so we have a couple people there. There's our live screen. Matt made it. I just paint. But the painting...
I don't know. Emma called me. She said it was all her.
Brings it together.
Hey, Mary.
Hey, Mary. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, there is a topic...
Hi, Emma.
Emma! There is a topic that drives me absolutely up a wall since we first started Revolutionize Nutrition.
Not buying me enough snacks. Kind of related.
Kind of related.
Kind of.
So, hi, Mary. So, okay, when we first started Revolutionize, a lot of people would come and meet with me and Randy, and they also meet with all of our nutritionists, saying, I eat healthy, but I never lose weight. I eat good, clean, organic, fresh, all natural.
Okay. And I think
buzzword.
I think I'm going to use it. I'm going to piggyback off that and do a great little example. How do you quantify clean?
Yeah, I have no idea.
How would you quantify, what was the other one?
There's clean, light, healthy, all organic. You
so
can't quantify
those aren't
it.
quantifiable terms, which is the beginning of a big problem here.
Huge problem.
Yeah.
So eating healthy, when a lot of people talk about healthy, for the most part, they're talking to foods that are high in your micronutrients, which you guys have heard us talk about often before. So your micronutrients, getting all your vitamins and your minerals, and you hear them talking about superfoods and this and that. But there's more to it that needs to be quantifiable, and we need to know how much of those foods you are eating, okay?
And a lot should not be the answer.
Yes.
Unless it should be.
Just because you're eating healthy is only one component to having a better lifestyle.
Yes. And don't take this as, oh, don't bother if you're not going to track macros. If you're somebody who's starting from zero, got massive overhaul, yes, start by making some healthier choices. It could help you out, get you on the way, but it's going to stall pretty quick, and once it gets frustrating, let's say, you need to start doing better than just following the buzzwords.
Exactly. So you're going to see a lot of buzzwords.
Hey,
and hey, D, I fell into this before I went to school for this, before I went to school for nutrition, health and exercise science, the whole bit. I fell into so many marketing traps. The same marketing traps that honestly most people do fall into. Yeah. So there's a lot of marketing tactics out there that really pull a health food consumer in. Yeah. They label things as all natural, organic, in big words, and you go, well, this must be good, and I can probably eat as much of it as I'd like.
And it's funny because as you're saying this, my little noodle brain is going firing a million miles an hour because I've been ranting a lot lately about critical thinking and scientific literacy. And it's just a tremendous problem in our world. And before this whole previous apocalypse happened, I thought, hey, it was just in our little corner of the world. People don't know what these words mean. People just want to believe fad diets. But this scientific literacy has started in this fitness world and blown up.
It really has.
So just getting familiarized with how to read data, how to read misleading studies, how to know what a word means.
Right.
When they say healthy on there, what's their definition of healthy?
Right. And once you learn all of these things, it's going to help you. It's going to open your perspective to all of these tactics that they use.
Yeah. And then you can make your own decisions, and you don't have to trust somebody else's opinion. You can look at the raw data, look at the studies, and go, oh, that does look great.
Well, think about back in the day. I was eating all natural, all organic, healthy, unsalted, sugar-free trail mix. Right? And I was gaining weight, and I couldn't figure out why.
Well, I think during our first prep, I had you eating way more carbs than you thought you were eating.
Yeah.
but the macros went whoop.
Yeah, crazy. So, these are things that you want to look out for. So, if something is organic, it doesn't mean that there's no calories in it, okay? Just because it's labeled organic, and you want to make sure something actually is organic if you truly follow that lifestyle. I personally do not. Neither do you.
I 100% do.
But yeah, right. To each their own.
All organic McDonald's.
If something's labeled light, if something's labeled fat-free, it's usually replaced with some sugar or carbohydrate. If something is low in carb, they usually replace it with a fat source.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just be aware.
Be aware.
Like I tell
That's
people all
it.
the time, if you are on a low-carb program or a low-fat program or just trying to keep your fats or carbs in check, those things can be great tools for you.
Right.
But sometimes you think it's low across the board and it's not. Especially in the lower carb options. Sometimes they turn to the fat bombs.
Yes. We do not practice keto, but there are people who think they're practicing keto.
Or even if you're just trying to keep the fats higher, carbs lower, yeah.
Right. And they have products that they're selling, labeling them as a keto-friendly product, and they are not.
Yeah. And I think that's the key there. And they make a very
Keto-friendly?
it's a very deliberate choice to say keto-friendly because that statement's meaningless.
Correct.
It just means, yeah, if you do keto, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
So those items can be helpful, but again, just look at them for what they are. Don't think anything's a magic trick. I would say usually the more flashy colors and labels on the product, probably the worse it is.
Deirdre says, free-range Big Macs all day.
Absolutely. I actually heard that the Big Macs now come with a free COVID vaccine, so let's get on that.
Oh my Lord. Who knows? Who knows?
And then the French fries come with 2 Bill Gates microchips.
I like your creativity.
Try.
You're onto something.
I'm on something already.
Here's one of my biggest pet peeves, and it pisses me off so much,
Scary.
is when a product claims it is a high-protein product, and it is, in fact, not a high-protein product.
Well, it's all relative. 4 is very high compared to 0.
Correct. And 4 grams of protein must be high when there's 60 grams of carbohydrate in the product. So, at Revolutionize, since we have a
I
storefront...
miss you, Natasha.
Oh, my God. Hi.
Oh, that we're actually talking about you, don't you?
Yeah, we were. Okay, so because we own a storefront, we have a lot of people that reach out to us that would like for us to sell their products. And I see their product, I see their label, and they're like, it's high protein, it's all organic, it's all natural. I'm like, okay, that's great. And then I flip around and look at the nutrition label. And it is not. It's like 2 to 4 grams of protein, 40 to 60 grams of carbohydrate, and like 15 grams of fat. You can't say that's a high protein product.
It's not, and that's kind of where I get frustrated. And anybody who knows me, like once upon a time when I did diet, I didn't rely big on supplement type foods.
Yeah.
My opinion was I'm not going to waste my calories on that. If I'm having a hankering for a Milky Way,
hankering.
I'm going to have a half Milky Way. I'm not going to have 10 different fake products to still not feel satisfied.
Right. Yeah, so that comes to like the replacing one food with another.
Yeah,
food.
so sometimes I think, and that's usually what when you see those foods, they're designed as, oh, it's just as delicious as your Doritos. I don't fucking know, but they're pretty good, and pretty good can do sometimes, but sometimes it's not going to do the trick, and you're just going to rack your fats up, rack your carbs up,
right,
and not even feel satisfied.
So let's look at some examples of that. We had back in the day when we first started Revolutionize, was it the Quest cups, the peanut butter cups?
Yes.
The nutrition label on those were almost equivalent to actual Reese's peanut butter cups.
I don't think I'm exaggerating. I think they were close to 40 grams of fat.
Easily, yeah, they were very high.
And the protein might have been 15, 20.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then if you look at things like Lenny and Larry cookies, people rage about Lenny and Larry's.
But see, I'll defend...
Tell me.
I feel like with Lenny and Larry, people make themselves not aware of how bad.
No! People don't want to read the label.
That's what I'm saying. Because I gotta give them credit. They tell you exactly what's on the front.
If you
hey,
read
Kirby.
it. So, hey Faith. So let's talk about that for a second. So Lenny and Larry's very smart for the consumer who doesn't like to read things. On the label, in the very front, it says, 14 grams of protein? Boom, right there.
But right under that little...
Yeah, but teeny tiny. And then when you flip it over, it's 14 grams of protein in the entire package, but the entire package is 2 servings, so it all has twice the amount of carb and twice the fat in it. Lenny and Larry, equivalent to Ben & Jerry's.
Well, the trick is you have to put Ben & Jerry's on the Lenny and Larry, and then you're good.
Just about. Just about. So, hey, Kelsey, what's up? So it really grinds my gears, if you will, for things like that, because people think they're getting this big bang
Yeah.
for their buck, high protein cookie, and I'm like, yeah, you're getting 60 grams of carbohydrate with that also.
And I tell people, I go, there's times when I'd say, hey, if it's post-workout, you're a guy who needs all those carbs and is
Fine.
going to get the protein somewhere else, go for it, man. If you want to have half the cookie in the morning, half at night, cool.
Yeah.
But like she said, if you're having it thinking you're doing something good,
Yeah. And on that note, with Lenny and Larry and other products similar to that, make sure, again, you read the nutrition label, and if you're having a whole cookie in the package thinking that's one serving, it's most likely two. So if you're tracking those things in your app, you have to remember to track 2 servings or the
Yeah.
appropriate amount for what you're eating.
and this is a little out of line here, a little out of schedule. If you're ever worried about serving size with foods like this, and you're not quite sure, the answer is always round up.
Round up
Yeah.
or reach out to us.
Yeah, round up, count it as 1.5. It was always a good trick. Like, let's say someone made homemade protein balls. That's a great, like,
The protein balls that are really fat balls?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not nice to say about me. Always estimate 1.5. Same thing when you're at a restaurant. They say, "Oh, it's only a tablespoon of olive oil." 1.5.
Yes. But getting back to those protein balls, for the most part, and I hope not to
I'm thinking
offend-
South Park, like salty.
Salty balls?
Yeah, remember Chef?
Chef. Oh, I was thinking from Saturday Night Live.
No, Chef on South Park.
Everybody's gonna like my sweaty balls.
Separate.
2 separate things. So with those, and I really don't want to offend anybody who makes these delicious
They are delicious.
balls, is that they are for the most part much higher in fat and not as high in
Yeah.
protein as you think. They are held together primarily by peanut butter. So as we know, peanut butter is not primarily a protein source, it is primarily a fat source. So again, not bad,
Yeah.
not great. It's just be aware of it and make sure you're tracking accordingly.
Now, where can these things be good? Because I'm trying to get both sides to it. If you
yeah.
are a marathon runner, you got to try the sweaty balls.
Yes!
But we also know the chef, like the chocolate balls, sweaty
Yeah,
salty
yeah.
chocolate. Both on us.
South Park, we like South Park.
Fuck.
It's gone!
It's gone. Sorry, next.
It's gone. Superfoods. Superfoods is another
sorry.
go.
So
Get
if you
it.
are the protein balls and more calorie dense things, they do have a point. If you're doing a CrossFit event where you're doing three workouts in a day, if you're a marathon runner, those are things that are
Yes.
really good. Quick, dense calories. They're also going to be fast release.
Yes, but if you're eating them at 9 o'clock at night, trying to hit your protein intake without your fats going up, you're going to run into a huge problem.
Unless you have those macros left.
Unless you have the macros
But you
left.
don't.
Exactly. So let's hit superfoods. Okay. So superfoods are foods that are high.
Thanks, Justine.
Listening on my way to soccer game. Thanks, Justine. Hi. So your superfoods are primarily going to be foods that are high in antioxidants and vitamins and minerals, which is great.
And I just want to hop on that.
Hop it.
Because you're not even, you're giving them too much credit.
I am. I was trying to be nice.
So
I can't be nice.
I'm not going to lie and say
I hate
superfood is a fucking stupid word. It doesn't mean anything. It's
It's
garbage.
a marketing scheme. Some guys like, this is a cool food.
yeah.
I can make billions off
And
of
I'm
it.
not saying if in a vat there aren't some foods that may be superfoods in terms of how many micronutrients and minerals
Will it
they
make
have.
me a superhero?
No, damn it. Just think of it as like a really good Flintstone gummy
I like Flintstone gummies.
with a lot of calories.
Oh, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
what a lot of people do is they'll use this fruit or this grain that is actually popular in another part of the world. They bring it here to America and they're like, let's label it a superfood. Consumers will gobble
Yeah.
this up. And they do.
Yeah, and even worse is if you get them, if you see in these like veggie capsules or all those things that like
Yeah.
mix all superfoods, the active amount of you're getting is not even enough.
Minute. It's minute.
You're just paying for really fiber.
Yeah, yeah. And Faith mentioned same as granola bars.
Yeah, same
yes,
thing.
yes. So
Yeah, the
granola
Nature
bars,
Valleys.
Nature Valleys, but they're natural. Nature Valleys sound so healthy. Turn the product around, look at the nutrition label, and you're gonna realize it sucks, right? Straight up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be pretty brutal right now.
It's no noodle bar mustache, I'll tell you
No
that.
noodle bar mustache. So for anybody who saw his noodle bar mustache before. So yeah, the superfoods, just be aware of it. Don't be dropping knowledge. Don't be dropping a ton of money on products that you can be getting the same amount of vitamins and minerals from any other fruits and whatnot. So,
Yeah, and also too, I found if you have the time to bake, you're having the time to cook some fun stuff, spend it on something better. I mean, if you're making things for a fitness thing and you want to do something cool and different, sure. But if you're cooking for you at home, there's a lot of pretty good ways to make the foods you like a lot closer to the way you want,
Correct.
with just one or two changes rather than buying the prepackaged healthy version.
Yeah.
Like you
absolutely.
can make your own cheesecake at home way better than you can
I sure can.
buy a protein
and
cheesecake.
be banging.
Yeah, it's usually just a
Delicioso.
matter of some xanthan gum and some protein, right?
I love that. Oh, I remember that. Remember we did
made
the
our fluff, yeah.
Fluff. Gluten-free. I went to the supermarket and there was a steak labeled gluten-free. You know how much that pissed me off?
Why? Why would that upset you, Michelle?
Because oh no, that steak is gluten-free. So a lot of these products are just slapped gluten-free because gluten-free became like all the craze a few years ago.
Yeah.
You know, if you have celiac disease,
We're about due for that to come back, I feel like.
it's gonna come full circle.
Yeah.
Or you have a genuine allergy to wheat. Yes, do not eat products.
Yeah. And these are things you would have noticed before you started dieting.
Well before it. But it became all the craze. It just became another fad, and it drives me crazy. If you have no problem digesting gluten, have it.
Yeah, and on the flip side, if you have it and you don't feel good,
Don't have
it. It's really just that simple.
It's more of just when you're labeling things
Ah.
as gluten-free, people go, oh,
Let's go to the sushi story.
oh, okay. So
Or the pizza story. Same story, basically.
sushi and a pizza story. So the first one is the sushi story. So we were working with a guy, and he swore down by the river. He swore that he had an intolerance to gluten. So he told me the story that he went and got sushi and the sushi rice, which the sushi rice didn't even have gluten in it to begin with. But he said he had sushi and he felt sick after it from the gluten in the rice.
I think he actually said
There's no
the
gluten.
stomach was inflamed.
Stomach was inflamed. It was inflamed, yes. And he felt bloated.
Yes.
And as the conversation commenced, we further asked him how many sushi rolls he had, and he said he had about 6 to 7.
Not pieces.
6 to 7 sushi rolls. Now, if you guys have heard us before, we know that each sushi roll has approximately 1 cup
Yeah,
to a roll.
even if we cut that down to half, it's still bad.
Yes, and yes, looks are deceiving. You wouldn't think one sushi roll has a
that,
cup of
that
rice.
sticky
to
rice
it.
is really
Shut up,
sticky.
the sticky bandits.
The wet bandits.
Sticky bandits. So we need to keep in mind that this guy didn't have an intolerance to gluten, which there wasn't gluten in it to begin with. He couldn't handle 6 to 7 cups of rice sitting in his stomach at one time.
And you know what? It's really funny. This is kind of what I like to call it. It's like the cheat meal disorder.
Cheat meal disorder.
So a lot of times happens with the more of the all or nothing crowd, or the I'm going to kill it during the week and then party on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
You stay under eating, over restrictive during the week, and then you go and binge. Yeah, you're going to feel like crap.
Yeah.
But not because there's anything wrong with the food. It's just you're being a jerk.
Yeah. So we have a pizza story.
Yeah.
Oh, I have 2 pizza stories. One is if you're gonna get a pizza,
It's faster to just cut it in half and eat it all at the same time. Get it done much
if
better.
you're gonna get a pizza, are you having one slice of pizza or are you having a whole pie? Do you have
sauce, Charlie.
No soy sauce. Do you have a gluten intolerance to the one slice of pizza, or were you just a jerk and ate a whole pie and now you feel sick as hell from that? Again, if you're gonna get a pizza and it is a gluten-free crust, it doesn't mean you can eat a whole pizza pie. Gluten-free does not mean calorie-free. I can't say it enough times.
Well, it does if it makes you poop enough.
I see what you did there. No, the calories still count.
Not when you poop like me, it's a freaking marathon there.
I'm done. I'm out of here. Here's another thing. When you get pizza, there's a lot of people that think that they're being healthy by putting salad on their pizza.
Sorry.
The amount of times somebody goes, I ate 3 slices of pizza, but there was Caesar salad on it, so it was healthy. Or there was peppers and mushrooms on it, so it was healthy. Because pizza has vegetables on it, doesn't mean there's no calories
That's
in
like
it.
when I eat the broccoli for my General Tso's, and I'm like, I got them in veggies.
It's doused
Yeah.
in sugar and fat. So, yeah, but it's strange because then when people order a salad but then they eat a pizza, they're like, oh, now I'm unhealthy. But if the salad's on the pizza, it makes it healthy.
You nailed it. It's kind of the base. Yeah, I got nothing there. Next.
Am I being too mean? If I'm being too mean,
You're always
you
too
have
mean.
to listen anyway. One bite, everyone knows the rule. That's Sarah. All right, so that's the gluten issue. Let's go to the detoxes.
I just want to talk. We talk a little bit about protein and what people should maybe look for protein-wise in a good
Let's do that first.
health food.
Let's do that
Because I
first.
see sometimes people online, they'll make, this is a 70-gram protein cookie. You don't need that, a little much.
You don't need it.
If you don't need every snack to be killer in protein. I think it's going to sound weird because everyone always comes in low in protein. But for people that depend a lot on supplementary food to get their protein up, it kind of becomes a problem. And all of a sudden, you're seeing your protein at 175, 200, when
Right.
maybe it should have been 125.
Right.
So keep that in mind too. If you're using a lot of products and also eating a lot of protein, it could just rack up quick.
And that's, we do get people that use a lot of, in addition to their egg whites and their chicken and their
Yeah.
steak and their fish, they do eat a lot of protein products like the Quest chips,
Yeah.
or the shakes. And next thing you know, like you said, maybe they should be at 125 grams of protein. They're hitting
Yeah,
200.
I think there was one day on prep, 3-4 years ago, you hit
Yeah.
300, and I
I
was
hit-
like, what the?
Yeah, accidentally. 'Cause I was just eating so many freaking egg whites that day, but so many supplemental protein products, and I hit 300.
Yeah, I think we got either.
Not on purpose.
I want to say it was the Icon protein or Quest chips.
Yeah.
One or the other.
And well, Icon, we can talk about that too.
Yeah.
But it turns out more protein is not better.
Yeah, the right amount's better.
Right amount's better. So there's speaking of Icon, there's a lot of health food products out there that are getting busted X amount of years into producing their product, and they're getting busted because their calories are incorrect.
Yeah, by
Exponentially.
that's a big word.
Exponentially.
I'm out. This is past my.
I graduated. So you just got to keep this in mind that unfortunately these products that we fall madly in love with, they end up getting taken off of distribution. They end up getting put through the factories again, put through the FDA again and whatnot. And then all of a sudden they have twice the amount of carbs, twice the amount of fat, and half the protein that they were advertising. Dangerous.
Yeah, so
Sucks.
if something tastes too good to be true and it's from a smaller, newer company, I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's wrong, just maybe try and figure it out on your own, look online. A lot of times most of these things the correct information will be out there.
Yeah.
You just have to really try.
Yes. In addition to that, there is a percent error on nutrition labels when it comes to calories. So again, we tell people to track their macros for many reasons. Although calories, some people track those, calories can be off up to 20%, if not more, if it's a product that hasn't been approved through the FDA.
Yes.
So
And-
I really don't know why the FDA can get away with this.
Well, because it's in realistic terms, it's an acceptable percent error.
Right.
It's like, okay, we get it that, you might pass the red light at a yellow, but these companies are like, fuck that, I'm just going with red.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
say you use a lot of like 100-calorie snacks, right? You could be purchasing a 100-calorie snack, but it's really 120 calories. Now, that by itself, not a big deal. But if you're doing that 5 times a day, all of a sudden now you're in a surplus of 100 extra
Yeah.
calories that you weren't aware of.
Yeah, and this again, if you're someone who's just starting your weight loss journey or, quite a bit to lose, not that's going to be an issue. But this will be an issue for someone that's hit a plateau,
Yeah.
is looking to lose that last 2 to 3 pounds.
That you nailed it.
And
You nailed
that's
it.
usually when it gets the most frustrating.
And we work with a lot of clients who approach that point in leaning
Yeah.
out, or clients that just come to us because they already are fine-tuning.
There was a client the other day we were working with, and someone in my life was like, oh, hey, you're seeing so-and-so. Why are they going to? They're already in such great shape. And I'm like, yeah, everyone's definition of that is different.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody that might only have those like 3 pounds of body fat that they want to knock
Yeah.
off, these things will
Like
matter.
I stay about 1-2 weeks out of competition shape year round.
Sure does. Can't you tell?
What competition it is, I don't know.
You're gonna win first place.
I sure am. I'm going to be at this year's Pigfest County Fair.
You're so mean to yourself. Give Randy some positive reinforcement.
No,
He needs it.
I do not.
Faith said TMI from earlier, from your poop stories. So be aware of macros, tracking macros over calories, knowing that there is a percent error on them. And I will tell you this now, every health product out there is going to underestimate their calories by 20% rather than overestimate them. It's always going to be the lowest calorie they can give.
And I used to bust Michelle's chops in this. I'm like, oh no, it can't be. No, it's everyone. She's right. She's
Yeah,
right in this
if
one.
you do the math on most products that are labeled light, like if you look at Thomas's English muffins, light, if you do the math on the macros on the package, as we know, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrate is 4 calories. If you do the mathematics, you will realize that the calories in regards to the macros do not equate to the calories they put on their label. It is off. That kind of sucks. So macros over calories every day. The other thing I want to talk about is detoxes.
Yeah, they're good, right? But nothing to talk about, right?
If you have all of your organs intact and functioning, I want to tell you that you, my friends, are a detox.
Now, what if I have a robot lung?
I think that's pretty awesome.
Cool.
Still,
So as long as
technically.
Cyborg's all right still.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have all functioning organs, I want you to remember that you can detox your body, otherwise you will be dead. If your body goes toxic and your liver and kidneys are not functioning, you will die.
Yeah, and I mean this. I could get. I'm trying not to get myself worked up on something.
I'm angry.
This is one of the most egregious ones out there, and it's not just the detox word that bothers me, because usually this comes with a whole slew of other pseudoscience bullshit. And it just really preys on...
Faith goes, preach it!
Yeah.
I'm preaching it, girl.
Yeah, it preys on your insecurities and your want to address a need. So they're not even attacking you intellectually, they're attacking you emotionally and making you put your logic off to the side. And that fucking... I get so angry about that, because if you sat down with a real person who's going to walk you through that, you're going to think, oh, that's nonsense. Why would I believe that? But if I hit you with buzzwords, emotional tugging points, I pull on your heartstrings, and I'm like, listen, hey, hon, do this detox, and in 3 weeks you'll be ready, and you can make some money too.
I can't stand
Like,
it.
we've all got the DMs with 800 emojis.
Any friend of mine that I haven't spoken to in 10 years from high school contacts me saying, hey, how you been? I have a new product. I'd like to tell you about it.
And they might have still left their insert name here in the conversation.
Actually. I love this industry, hence I
I do
have
not.
a business. But I hate this industry in America because this is what they put people through. They prey on your emotions. They are putting out feast, eat all this food, binge, and then restrict, cut, diet, detox. Wear the skinny wrap.
Yeah, it's all nonsense. And I get so frustrated, and Michelle got frustrated as well too, because we had a friend who had an amazing natural physique.
The tiniest waist, because that was her genetic gift.
And this girl worked hard, great. She starts getting very high in the fitness world about 2-3 years later, like really great up, and all of a sudden she starts selling weight trainers. She's going, this is how I got my waist.
No. She sold herself out for money.
And she didn't make them money.
And people who are vulnerable, people who are feeling insecure, people who are upset about how they look and they're trying to make changes, they're going and buying these skinny wraps and waist trainers, making no other changes to their lifestyle and expecting for this waist trainer to make changes. And I'll never forget, I was at the gym one day and I was in the women's bathroom, the locker room, and this woman just got off sweating like on the treadmill, and she takes her waist trainer off and she just looks at herself in the mirror and just starts crying. And I was just like, oh my God, like it broke my heart.
Yeah, and it's tough because it brings me to one of the things I hate most about the fitness industry. One of the things I think that drove me and you to do our own thing is I despise the big word using, fast talking, hard selling trainer type. It's one of the things that upsets me the hardest, because it's like they're vultures. They see someone walk in the gym, look a little insecure. They see your DM online. They see you asking for help, and they just attack. They just use a verbal barrage of dictionary words that they don't know to make them sound smart to you. And my advice to anybody, always, when you're looking for any professional, is if they can't make complicated things sound simple, they probably don't understand the thing that well.
Talk to me like a person. I know, and it happens to me too. There's people that I know in the industry that talk just in very large words that are unnecessary. I know what you're saying. Like, you don't need to impress me, but talk to me like a person.
Yeah. No, thanks.
So that's just something that, really bothers me. Stay away from the detoxes. Stay away from throwing your money into garbage products that do not work.
And what's frustrating too is for the amount of money people spend on supplements, let's say.
So much money.
Not supplements, even just...
there's specific supplements.
What we're talking about here.
Specific things.
$200 a month is easy, what we're talking here. For $200 a month, you can get a membership at any of these amazing small training clubs around here that you will get so much more for your money.
So much more. And I mean, I've heard everything. I've heard people water fasting. I've heard people not eating food for a week to detox themselves. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you starving yourself for a week? Why are you starving yourself?
I haven't done that since college.
But you don't do that, and you're miserable. You feel like garbage. And then a week later, what do? You go on a binger, you gain all that fake weight back. It's not a detox. You're actually hurting yourself.
And I always tell people, I go, I'm not altruistically telling you guys this because I just really care about the good of everybody. If I thought that was the best method, I'd recommend it.
We'd recommend it.
It doesn't work. That's it. It's just nonsense.
I'd be selling it at Revolutionize, but I'm not going to sell people
purity garbage.
false information. I'm not going to sell out and do that. I want to educate. I want to teach.
And I'll kind of move on to the next topic with this. None of the pro athletes would be using illegal drugs if this stuff works this way.
Right. Yeah. It's bad. I mean, you see the test boosters at GNC, all this stuff, and it's just...
And that's another thing. So just quick then. Hormone issues are real. And I'll use myself as an example. You know, I messed around with every supplement in the world when I was a kid. And then probably 2 years ago, I think, I'm like, you know what, I talked to a primary, I might have low T. She sent me over to my urologist. Urologist hooked me up with some HCG. 12 weeks later, my test is correct for $100 from the doctor.
Yep. And Sasha says, how? Nope. Brian, love you guys for all you do and doing it the right way. Oh, Brian, thank you, man. Same to you. And Kelsey, metabolism killers, yeah. Yep. But Randy said it right. If you have a genuine hormonal issue,
get it
go
addressed.
see a professional. Don't see a shady guy in the locker room. Don't go to the guy behind the counter at GNC.
It's so available right now. It's real science from real doctors. And I tell people, this is not, well, steroids. I go, yes, it is technically. But what it is, it's getting you back to the level playing field. We're not looking to give you a super hamster.
Right.
Just get you level. It's like if your leg broke, you use a crutch. Is that an advancement, or are you just able to walk now?
You're able to walk. So, again, such a love-hate relationship with all of this.
I gotta give Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
Kathy! Oh my God! Hello.
Tell Lauren I say hi too.
Hello. So,
and Chris.
A lot of these things, like the metabolism killers, the detoxes, the skinny teas. Yeah. Congratulations, this tea made you shit.
Yeah. I actually want to hop on what Kelsey said there more.
Yes.
I'll get back to pooping. Don't worry.
I'll make a swirly poop chart.
But metabolism killers is a great point, and this is something we deal a lot with at Rev. And I don't like to get too buzzwordy with the whole metabolic damage and this sort of that. But when you are kicking your body's butt at a low calorie for a long period of time, and then in between those low calorie periods, having a lot of instability of high, low, high, low, high, low, your body, I don't want to say it's metabolically damaged, but it has trouble knowing how many calories to burn a day, and usually errs on the side of holding more fat. So if you find yourself struggling to do high, low, please, consistency will be your best friend. The worst thing for your metabolism is this.
Up and down.
Now, that doesn't mean a structured cheat or a structured refeed. That's a very different thing.
That's a different thing.
But just up and down is the worst thing.
It's no bueno. And then one other thing, just going back to the buzzword healthy, if something is a healthy fat, I'm tired of hearing people say, but it's a healthy fat. Have the right amount of fat. just have the right amount of fat.
You know, should you be gnawing on the marbled part of a steak? No, it's probably not the healthiest fat. but
if you're going to eat healthy fats, yes, absolutely have them, but have the correct amount. Just because it's labeled a healthy fat or marketed as a healthy fat doesn't mean you could sit there eating all the avocados in the world or chugging down coconut oil.
And for me personally, again, when I'm like pretending to be good at this, I like to get my fat sources from meat. I'd rather have a good piece of salmon or a nice cut of steak than pretend I like some fat smoothie.
I want a fat smoothie.
Like is that like from the grease trucks? Would it be like the chicken wings, the fries?
You're onto something. I bet you somebody would drink it.
That wouldn't be me.
Wouldn't be me either. I'd pass on that.
I know I'm allergic. I have intolerance.
So, those are just some of like the buzzwords, things that we hear all the time that really, truly drive me up a freaking wall. If you have any other ones, I want you to throw them in the comments right now. If you have any other questions.
We'll roll a little bit of Q&A, freestyle action.
Let me go through this, see if I missed anything. See.
Yeah, Natasha, we were actually talking about you the other day, if you're still on, about how good you looked at your nationals and just how wacky the judging was.
Fire. You were fire,
I'm still
girl.
pissed off about it.
We're a little sour about it. And Christine, gluten-free doesn't mean fat-free. Yes, very, very good. I don't know. Just because things are labeled that, they think that you should have a bottomless pit.
Yeah, and just me spitballing here, I have a feeling you're going to see a ginormous uptick in the multi-level marketing crowd.
We already have seen an uptick in it, Randy.
Really?
Yeah, while everybody's been at home.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes.
But I think as more people are either struggling with employment or looking for other streams of income, it's low-hanging fruit, people think, and you see the misleading ads online about be ready.
Be ready. I'm still pissed. No, like we really are. That just... Whole other story for another day. It's 2 years later. You guys are, I love you, and very happy for you.
Yes.
You're in such a lovely place.
I'm liking all the poll videos.
I love that you're doing that again. So be aware. I have seen a huge
Be prepared.
Be prepared. I have seen a massive increase in the multi-level marketing. And listen, like I know people want to make a buck, but like if you're not sure about something
Hell
that
yeah,
someone's
come
trying
back.
to sell you, please talk to us about it, and we will tell you if it's legit or not.
Yeah, and on
Come back.
Yeah, and on that point, seriously, I always tell people, if you have a question with something, you see an ad, you see this, shoot it over to me. I always say the best case scenario is I can save you some money, and the worst case scenario is I learned something new and we both found a good product.
Correct. I would love to find a new product. Seriously,
Yeah.
if something works, I will be. The
Like,
first
trust me,
thing
I
to-
don't, like, everyone thinks I'm grumpy, and I am, but I don't like saying something sucks.
Yeah.
It just, everything sucks.
Everything sucks. Oh, the other we were talking about the skinny teas and pooping.
Okay. Just, if you want to detox, they have, go take one of those suppositories, go to work, and that's your detox tea.
Wait, but on a serious note,
Don't do that.
Don't,
We actually
because-
don't.
because we say, me and Randy say a lot of things being sarcastic, but we
people do
understand
actually do that.
People do that to an extreme, and that is a big no-no also.
Yes.
So don't do that.
But what I'm
We're
saying
being
is
kinda
it's the same
sarcastic.
thing.
Yeah. It's just gonna make you take
Yeah.
a crap. Yes, will you be a little lighter on the scale? Of course, but that's that fake weight that we talk about all the time. You didn't lose 2 pounds of fat. You lost 2 pounds of shit in your digestive tract. That is certainly going to be refilled the second you go and eat some food, which is healthy.
Yeah,
You should be doing that.
And one of the best ways I've seen to clean out your system, just overdo it in the water a little bit. Get that gallon of water and get a gallon and a half. And
Yeah, like constipation is a real thing.
yes, but I'm saying the water. If you generally just feel bloated, off, water.
Water,
is-
and make sure your fiber intake
Water.
is correct.
Yeah, not too high or too low.
Yeah, it has to be in the right
Especially
amount.
if you're somebody who uses a lot of products, it can be sneakily high and
Yeah.
back you up real quick.
What do you think?
It tastes good.
Okay, so Faith had asked us our thoughts on alkaline and iodized water.
Yeah. I know a lot of people like it.
Oh God, it's so hard. I got to be careful with what I say.
Yeah. But a lot of this.
Just drink real water.
a
Just
lot
drink
of
water.
it's not bad for you, but a lot of the science behind it is fluffy.
Fluffy. Fluffy's a good word. Fluffy's a good word, but that was like all the freaking.
But there's no bad side. It's not
rage.
going to hurt you.
It's not going to hurt you, but if you're choosing between two waters and the alkaline water is $2 more expensive than your Poland Spring, just get the Poland
But
Spring.
it's the same price, great.
Fine. Yeah, totally fine. That was actually a really good question
Yeah.
because that has been like a hot discussion.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm not going to go any harder on that. But if you look
Yeah.
into a lot of that stuff, if your pH is off, you're going to have much bigger problems. You can get
Yeah,
the water bottle.
if your pH is off, again, you're dead or close to it. You're in the hospital.
No.
Such a jerk. So yeah, you want your pH to be correct, and your body does that and maintains homeostasis.
So I just use a little pool dipper in my pee and I've checked it.
Oh yeah.
That's how it's done.
That's how it's done. Tell the world that's how it's done.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
That's how it's done. But yes, if your pH or your body's chemistry was off, you will be hospitalized. The iodized water and the alkaline water is not going to change that.
And one more note, because we're really getting on these topics today. I don't know why I'm getting so fired up.
Because it pisses us off.
You know, I love most trainers. I love most nutritionists. I love most dietitians. Dietitians aren't they're actually qualified.
Yeah, dietitians are great,
They're
yeah.
qualified for what I'm about to
Unless
say.
they're selling out.
If you're getting blood work done, if you're getting real health stuff done, don't let your trainer read the blood work. Don't let your coach read the blood work.
Talk to a doctor.
Talk to your doctor. If you want to have a doctor and them talk to you, great.
to a
But
doctor.
you should be getting your blood work information, your hormone information from a medical professional.
Correct. Like even at Rev, we correspond with doctors. So if there's an issue, we talk to the doctor and say, hey, we are going to work in your guidelines. It's up to the doctor.
Yeah, or sometimes we may have thyroid, people with issues, they keep in touch with us. They say, hey, doctor wants us to do X, Y, and Z for 2 weeks. Then we go back and they check again. So it's really, I always say, let the experts do their job. It's like we're a football team. You don't want your quarterback blocking. You don't want your wide receiver running. Just let everyone do their position.
That was a great analogy.
What did I forget to say?
Hi. So let's see. That was really it, guys. I'm sure that there's other topics that really grind my gears, but
I think we went aggressive
we
on that.
went pretty aggressive.
So next week we're talking.
Paleo's not as popular right now, so I skipped over that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Paleo will come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about next week's topic. So it's going to be, some people might know it already, some people may not, but I think it's going to be illuminating to most. We're going to kind of show you all the free content that Rev has out there, because we actually have a lot of blogs, videos, different stuff. So we kind of want to walk you through stuff if you're a member that you didn't even know you have, free stuff we give out to everybody. Basically, we want to give shit away.
Yeah, we offer so many things, and we just want you guys to know what exists, what you can see and utilize. Just
Yeah.
don't eat too many cookies.
Cardio man.
Guys, want some cookies?
I remember the Halloween costume you had that one year.
That was a good one, actually. So yeah, we're going to talk about that next week. We want to make sure you guys know that there's so many resources available to you to keep you on track, to keep you inspired, motivated, learning and learning and learning.
Each of the nutritionists, they have their separate work Instagram account where you're seeing
Yeah.
all the recipes, stuff from their clients. So we're going to just show you a lot of different tools.
Exactly.
And then we'll probably do some fun Q&A, cornucopia.
I like cornucopias.
Yes.
They're lovely.
And I'll be back at you next week for Quality for None.
Quality for none. All right, guys. So that's what we have for you tonight. Thank you for dealing with my cursing and my anger. That was me trying to hold it back. Maybe I'll rage out a little bit more another time. We love you.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
And we're working on getting the chinchillas on camera.
Oh, we'll have the chinchillas on camera soon, so you guys can meet Thor and Loki.
They're good boys.
They're very good boys. All right.
All right, love you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Stay
we love
safe.
you all. Stay safe.
Stay sane.
Stay sane. Stay sane.
That's kind of my new
Bye, Natasha.